Hello everyone. I'm making this video with two goals. One is to raise $85,000 for myself so I can benefit from a vaccine against brain cancer of the form glioblastoma or glioblastoma multiforme. And the second goal of this video is to raise awareness for anyone that may stumble upon the video that there is a treatment for glioblastoma. We found out about this treatment from a family which is undergoing the treatments, but the treatment is for sarcoma. I don't know a lot about sarcoma or the success rate of this clinic for sarcoma. However, the family decided to go through with the treatment. For glioblastoma, this clinic has a success rate of over 90%. I heard that the success rate is 98.2% for glioblastoma. Now, I heard this through the grapevine and I haven't read the data, so I can concretely demystify or dispel. I'm raising this awareness and I'm trying to raise money for myself so I can undergo the treatment for the vaccine against glioblastoma. I've been wrestling with this problem for over a year now. The first symptoms appeared in August 2022. In mid-September 2022, I got the surgery, and then after the surgery, they sent me home. I had a course of steroids to heal, and then immediately after I was done with the steroids, we started chemotherapy in conjunction with 30 sessions of radiation. After the radiation was done, the chemotherapy dosage increased and the schedule changed. After the radiation, I was very weakened and I had a lot of problems from the residue of radiation in my body. I wasn't able to sleep, I wasn't able to eat, I didn't have an appetite. For that, I went and they prescribed an antidepressant which had as side effects sleepiness and appetite. That kind of turned me around and I was able to go some sleep, because before that I felt like a zombie, or I felt like I was constantly hung over. The clinic in Germany does algorithmic prediction to make peptides, and the peptides are reintroduced into, or whoever undergoes the treatment, to generate an immune response. So what I understand from this is similar to the flu vaccine in the prediction portion of it. My understanding of the flu vaccine or the flu shot that is given every season is that whoever creates the flu shot predicts what kind or type of viruses would be roaming around in the predicted flu season. This clinic uses genetic material, slices of the tumor, other tissue samples, and a blood sample. Or they have just tissue samples and a blood sample. Then they do a genetic mapping, and then based on the genetic mapping, they do an algorithmic prediction, and then they create these peptides and reintroduce them to your bloodstream. And then the immune system is supposed to generate a response. I think the response is some form of white cells that would be ready to respond to a possible relapse. The timeline for the entire treatment is about a year. The first 4 weeks is basically wiring the money and sending the samples over in Germany. This clinic is authorized by the German government to function, so it's not something that's obscure. They have a website and everything. And once you wire the money and give them the samples in the time period of 4 weeks, then their work starts to produce these algorithmic generated peptides. This process takes about 14 to 16 weeks to produce 14 shots or 14 injections. The first 4 injections of the 14 are administered within 4 to 7 days, depending on case by case. I think that period is called induction. And then the subsequent 10 remaining shots are administered at intervals of 4 to 6 weeks. The clinic does not ship the shots anywhere. That's in their documentation, and whoever is interested, myself included, I would have to travel there to get these shots. After the period of 30 sessions of radiation, I wasn't able to return to work. So I went from short-term disability to long-term disability, and I've been recovering ever since and wrestling with this problem. My family just recently found out about this clinic, and we found out from someone that is actually undergoing treatment, but their treatment is for sarcoma. And whoever has the problem or whoever has a sarcoma tumor, they could find a way to undergo treatment and possibly extend their life. This treatment, at least in my case, would be able to extend the life. I am not positive, but 5 to 7 years. In their documentation, they say that they are going for a complete healing. To be honest, more than that, I haven't studied this problem because it takes a huge toll on me to constantly face this issue. So I prefer not to research. If anybody else is interested more on glioblastoma or sarcoma, they can go to clinicaltrials.gov. And there they can research or search for the keywords sarcoma, glioblastoma, and additional keywords are neoantigen and peptides. So you can see the clinical trials that are being researched actively based on this type of vaccine. And technically the clinical trials are done in the United States mostly. And this kind of creates a parallel that this clinic in Germany doesn't just come out of left field with bogus data. So the research is being done. So I think what they do, they use a lot of compute power to do the algorithmic prediction based on your particular genetic material, and they then produce a vaccine. But to me, this sounds more like a therapy where they take individualized tissue samples from the tumor, bloodstream, and other tissues, and then they create a therapy or a vaccine to train your immune system to fight a possible relapse. And with that, I would like to thank everyone that may be able to donate, or they may be able to share the video or create more awareness about this issue. Thank you, everyone.